Well, for the equity markets, a fairly volatile day of trade, as pointed out, but no complaints given that we did go on to regain the lost ground. So for the Nifty, we surpassed the 5,900 level, and for the Sensex too, higher by over 100 points. The broader markets, for the mid-cap index, well, it did follow in tandem. It did manage to recover from the day's low and higher by 0.5%. The small-cap index, though, was flat in the session and off by just about 0.3%. It was the FMCG index, which in fact has seen its biggest gain in intraday trade that we've seen in the last 45 months. And in April alone, that index has surged a good 10.5%. Metals also saw quite a bit of sheen today. And on the downside, it was real estate as well as oil and gas, which were weak. So big gainers, of course, no surprises for guessing that HUL topped the charts. HCL Technologies, Sesa Goa did fairly well for itself, as did an M&M, which was higher by 2.5%. It was fueled, of course, by a lot of result reactions. Start off with TVS Motor, very disappointing. A loss of 32.7 crores versus a profit of 57 crores, and the top line growth was 6.8%. The reason for the same was a one-time loss of 91.6 crores, and margins also contracted. Petronet LNG also put out a dismal set of numbers. You had the profits, which were up by just about 1% to 245 crores. The net sales were up by 32.5%, and the volumes also clocked in were fairly low. For Chambal Fertilizers, it was another set of disappointing numbers. They reported a Q4 profit that was below street estimates at 22.9 crores, and the top line growth came in at 1,543 crores. From the FMCG pack as a whole, so Dabur, that one put out a good set of numbers, 200 crores in terms of bottom line growth. That's higher by 17.6%, and the top line growth was also steady. Margins also came in fairly healthy for Dabur. On the other hand, it was Godrej Consumer which really disappointed this time around, particularly when it came to the margin picture, which was well below what the street was expecting at close to 16.5%. The profits came in at 334 crores, but that's only owing to an exceptional gain of 129 crores. The net sales, though, that was in line with estimates, higher by 30% at 1715 crores. Apart from that, you had a Bharti Infratel in early morning, which put out its numbers. You had the net profits, which were higher by 13% sequentially at 287 crores, and the sales, which came in higher by 1.8% at 2,674 crores, and another income at 137 crore rupees. Some other stocks in focus then. Jet Airways was in focus. Yesterday we got you the exclusive information that sources say that they plan to launch an OFS to sell at least 5% of their stake in order to help comply with SEBI's public float norms. The counter was higher by 2% today. But big laggards included a Jaiprakash Associates. IDFC was muted a day ahead of its numbers. IndusInd Bank looked very weak, as did a Punjab National Bank, which was down by 2%.